does the Latino vote differ so much from the Black vote?
Because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that we have and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that Black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is. And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
US propaganda is so good that it has indigenous Mexicans thinking that they're white. This is Nino Rodriguez, an indigenous Mexican who thinks he's white and denies being Mexican. Check it out.
But what is your ethnicity? Are you full-blooded American? Were you born in the United States?
I'm white. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican.
Hispanic, white, Black.
White. I identify as white. I ain't a Mexican. I'm an American. I was born here.
He also thinks that being bilingual is a disadvantage and believes in speaking English only. Check this out.
Now, this is why I choose to speak English only, and why I encourage others to do so as well, as far as people that I come across that are, Mexican, brown, whatever you want to call it. They're not born in America, should I say.
You can tell the accent is so forced. I'm an American. I speak American. Look, Nino, you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Mexico. I get it. You were born in the US. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But your DNA is Mexican, bro. In 1,000 years, when archaeologists uncover your bones and they analyze your DNA, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's a Mexican. Also, bro, anybody born here is American. You're a proud US citizen, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just so you know, anybody born anywhere here is American. Here's the crazy part, bro. Somebody that looks like me, somebody that you want to look like, is 60% indigenous Mexican. I am 60% indigenous Mexican. If somebody that looks like me is 60% indigenous, what does that say about you? I've also had many people reach out to me saying that they live in the same area as he does, or they know him personally, and that his real name is Chris, that he's a failed rapper, and that his family is from Chihuahua, Mexico, to no one's surprise. But there you have it, guys. Just because you bring a Chihuahua to the US and it has puppies, it doesn't mean that those puppies are German Shepherds. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
A lot of Latinos either genuinely consider themselves to be white, or at the very least want white people to look at them as one of the good ones. I'm a first-generation American citizen, but my own father didn't even speak Spanish in front of me because he didn't want me to learn it. Because there's also a lot of self-hate when white people find out that I'm Latino, right? They're often surprised. I'm very aware of how I look and sound, right? You know who compliments me the most about it, though? Other Latinos. My green eyes come from my Salvadorian side. And the history behind why that's in my gene pool is not good. But more than once, I've been told these are my blessing. And if you think I'm exaggerating, watch any Spanish language TV and you're going to see people that look just like me. Because that is what is rewarded and what is held on a pedestal. So when they heard the guy at Trump's rally referring to Puerto Rico as garbage, they didn't take that personally. They nodded along, saying, yeah, they are, but not us, right? We're the good ones. We're just like you.
Now, Randy, what'd you just say?
I said you were right about Trump.
What was I right about Trump? About what? Explain.
Everything.
Okay, I need to hear more. Like everything. Like
get rid of my peoples. Wars about to start. What else? Actually, none of the things you talked about, but some even worse.
What are some of the things I talked about?
Women's rights.
You didn't really care about that, though, right? Women's rights wasn't important, but when they start messing with your money and sending your people. I see.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, a lot of people have struggled with understanding why Latinos voted the way that they actually voted, including myself. But when you dig deeper, this is a cultural problem It's a self-identity crisis, especially for people in Latin America, because they see light-skinned being more desirable than dark-skinned, for instance. Now, we have to understand that a lot of Latinos either consider themselves to be actually white, or they want white people to actually look at them like one of the good ones. And this is a problem. And this actually does exactly shed the light to why they actually made the choices that they made at the ballot box, regardless of the fact that the orange man was actually running campaigns on mass deportations of illegal immigrants. Well, those who are not illegal, the naturalized citizens in the Latin community chose to actually support the orange man just to get a seat at the table, to be seen as one of the good ones, to be seen as not like the other ones. Now, as we all know, we all saw the videos where those Venezuelans, Miami Cubans actually came about and started crying on national television that they lied to us, they used us. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They lied to you and they used you. But the truth is, you lied to yourself and you used yourself, because nothing that the orange man has done is a secret. He actually publicly ran campaigns on doing exactly that. Well, now Latinos for Trump are actually finding out the hard way that voting for racism, voting for hatred doesn't actually give you an upgrade or an upward mobility to whiteness. Let's take a look at these videos that I've sampled for you guys. I would like to hear your comments down below of what you think about this episode. I'm your presenter, Joel Mugisha. Let's take a look. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
Do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. The mass deportation that is happening, I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now, I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America, that was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing.
I have to say, I'm not gonna lie. It absolutely baffles me that you voted for someone and you never looked at his first term. If you did look into his first term before voting for him, you would see that all the things that you were complaining about, he enacted in his first term. You would also see that he ran on the exact things that you're complaining about. You sit here and you say that you regret your vote for Trump because you're upset about human rights violations, because you're upset about mass deportation, because you're upset that he bans other countries from coming to America? Are you like just dumped out the Muslim ban of his first term out of your brain? You just forgot about it, or what? I don't understand that about you guys. It was an open book test. All the answers were there, and now you're complaining because you got literally exactly what you voted for? Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. You want my face again? Thank you. Goodbye.
Anytime I see a member of the Latin community who says they regret voting for Trump, my first instinct, because I am an empath, is to empathize with them. But then instantly I'm like, no, I can't. Because they had no empathy for their own people. And for me, that just doesn't sit right with me. There are a lot of decisions in life that we can make right on. We can't go back in time, but we can make right on a lot of the decisions that we make. But when you make a decision like that, there really is no coming back. Everything right now that's going on in LA, it truly saddens me. As someone who has a lot of friends who are Latin, born and raised in LA, I can only imagine how they feel. Earlier today, I saw a girl who posted about her regret for voting for Trump because her dad is now being deported. She asked for him to get a medical early release so he could come back. She posted her phone call and she was denied over the phone. And I do feel sorry for her, but at the same time, you made this decision. You wanted to be on that side of history, and now this is what's happening.
Yeah, them Latino for Trump folks got real. It's mute. I don't hear nothing ever since that executive order came out. Yeah. Now you thought I forgot about y'all. You thought we forgot about y'all. The Latinos for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now look at y'all on hush mode. Because you realize that executive order affects you, affects your kids, affects your spouses, affects your parents, affects your friends, affects everyone around you that you've ever loved and cared about that was not born in this country. Now look at you. They're going to be able to snatch you up and lock you up based off of your accent and skin tone alone. Even if you are a white Cuban or a white Puerto Rican or a white Dominican, it don't matter. If your accent even got a little bit of a twang in it, you're cooked. Welcome to the real world, jackass.
What are you Latinos for Trump going to do now? Please amuse me and tell me what you're going to do. Do you feel stupid? Do you feel dumb? Are you ashamed? Do you have regret? Well, too fucking bad, because what you guys voted for, you ultimately fucked around and found out. You forget where your roots come from, and you forget that you're also Latinos. And being Latinos for Trump does not do anything for this new law that he passed. And I've said this whole time, during the elections, during everything, Trump doesn't give a fuck if you are a Latino for Trump. He only wanted you for his vote, and he got it. And now look what's happening. You guys are fucking stupid. And I don't feel bad for you guys. I hope that Trump 2024 sticker in the back of your car doesn't do anything for you. Because guess what? When your license plate gets read and it has a Hispanic name, you're getting the fuck pulled over. And I find some pleasure in that. What I don't find pleasure in is for all these hardworking people that come here to just do one thing, who try to fight to get somewhere in this life, and they're getting falsely accused of crimes, when you guys are forgetting that the real crimes are here in the United States, and they're being done by actual American citizens, not by illegal immigrants. Who just shot up a fucking Catholic school? A white guy. Who shot up all the other schools? White people. Who are doing Fenty folds in the corners at the bus at stops? White people. So I'm just so confused, as to why it just continues to be Hispanic people that are getting triggered by this. But anyways, my rant for today. I hope you guys have the life you deserve, and I do hope that you get pulled over, and I do hope that all you Latinos for Trump will sit there and cry and plead and have regrets, because no one gives a fuck. We try to tell y'all, but oh well.
Latinos for Trump, what is it now? Y'all were talking about do it the right way. Oh, why don't y'all do it the right way? Guess what? Don't get caught slipping outside, because Latinos for Trump be the ones that be looking the most fucking Latino, looking Mexican as fuck, looking Salvadoran as fuck, looking brown as fuck, can't even speak proper English. And y'all are just walking around with your little Maga hat thinking y'all are protected, looking like a fucking clown, ridiculous as fuck. But don't get caught slipping outside, because guess what? It don't matter if you did it the right way. Guess what? It don't matter if you have your papers. Guess what? It don't matter if you were born here. It's just based on how you look. So don't get caught outside slipping without your little Maga hat. And guess what? It probably don't even matter if you got your Maga hat on. It don't even matter, because they're picking anybody that looks immigrant up. You better start working on how you look. What happened to do it the right way? What happened to go through the process? Oh, they don't want to go through the process. Oh, they're illegal. Guess what? It don't matter, because they're not looking at that. They're just looking at how you look. And no matter what you claim, no matter who you voted for, no matter how much money you got, no matter nothing, you still look fucking Latino. And y'all be the most brown ones. And y'all be the most Latino looking ones.
So the U.S. Supreme Court today overturned Judge Frimpong's injunction from June 11th, saying that in L.A., the ICE agents needed to follow well-established law by the Fourth Amendment. They needed something more than just a person's race or how they look. And today, Trump's U.S. Supreme Court ruled that their ethnicity, the language they speak, the type of jobs that Latinos have, gardening, construction, can all be used as reasonable suspicion. Law professors are throwing out their curriculums because all established law is out the window. Latinos, regardless of citizenship status or immigration status, now have diminished right under the Constitution. This is Trump's Supreme Court. And it seems now as though the law will change with whatever Trump requests. So we'll see where this leads us.
All right, everybody, there you have it. Actually, Latinos for Trump have a big problem, and the problem is actually deep within their community, deep with self-hatred and self-identity crisis. Because if you look at even in their culture, man, in their soaps, they always want to shed the light. All the main characters are actually people who actually look lighter, you know what I mean? And this is exactly the problem with them voting the way they actually voted. Yet they want to come online. We've seen videos of them looking for sympathy, trying to clap back at black folks for staying silent and not actually saying anything about what was happening to them and not joining the mass protest. Well, black folks actually tried to warn you all back in November. They helped you all back in November. They actually told you to vote for your best interest. But did you want to learn? Did you want to listen? Of course not, because you guys knew better. According to yourselves, you wanted that seat at the table. You wanted that upward mobility to whiteness. And look at where it's actually getting y'all, because we haven't forgotten y'all chanted and composed whole songs. I will vote Donald Trump. Yeah. Latinos for Trump, Miami Cubans for Trump, Venezuelans for Trump. Yeah, the list goes on. Yet these were the same people that were calling one of y'all a pile of island garbage. Yeah, back when they were actually campaigning. But you guys chose to turn a blind eye to that because you thought that, yeah, we are going to be the good ones. We're gonna vote for the orange man, and then he's gonna look at us as one of the good ones. Really? Yeah. And don't come saying that the orange man betrayed you. You betrayed yourselves. You betrayed your own community by thinking that you are the same as them, but clearly they have shown you that as far as they're concerned, you are immigrants, just like everybody else. You actually getting to find out real hard that the people whom actually you did not want to support are your real allies, but because of racism, you didn't want to support them. Because of hatred, because you wanted that seat at the table, you wanted that upward mobility, you wanted proximity and white adjacency. But this is what you get, man. You voted for this, you wanted this, and you got it. So now the orange one has even legalized ICE discriminating between Latinos and people of color not being illegal. Yeah, ICE has been doing you bad, and it's not like people have not noticed. It's not like people don't have empathy or sympathy. It's because people actually did show you love when they actually tried to help you all. But you guys thought that you are too smart. You are going to play favorites in their eyes. But then again, it is what it is. It's what you voted for. You're getting exactly that, and that's exactly why a lot of black folks, a lot of people on the left actually are telling you all and replying to your stitches that we don't give a continental about what's happening to y'all. Yes, it is sad to see families getting separated, but we don't give a continental, just like you didn't give a continental about us back in November. So yeah, you actually go ahead and protest against your fellow naturalized Latino community who actually voted against y'all. You go ahead and protest against them. You go ahead and protest against your celebrities of your community who are actually saying nothing. How about that? you go ahead and protest against those. But these people, these same people who are actually naturalized, who voted against their Latino community, want to be the one to actually come hypocritically calling for boycotts and protests. No, people are not buying that. Let me know, guys, what do you think about today's episode in the comment section below. Let me know your opinion. Let's engage each other. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'm your presenter, Joel Mugisha. See you on the next episode.